Okay, there are 3 different ways to allow the guest to select a different layout. First one is in screen settings. In screen settings, you can check the change photo layout right here, and it puts a button on the screen right up here that says change layout. And the guest can click on that button and it will change the layout from the one you see in the little dot up there to the one that's coming up here on the screen, okay, showing a vertical one, okay? That's one way. The next way, main settings, you can set it up with the keyboard, okay, which would be a keyboard stroke that is change layouts on start screen by holding down the Control and J key. So over here on the main screen, if I were to hold down the Control and hit the J key, it will change to a different layout. In this case, it changed to a portrait style layout. Okay, these are portrait photo boxes. Okay, that's the second way. The third way is like as follows. Okay, we're going to show you how to set it up so the guests can select different layouts. Here's how it's done. Inside of settings, the first thing you want to do is go into your photo booth section where the layouts are at. Okay? And in the photo booth section where the layouts are at, you want to make sure you have set it up to select by current photo only. That means the photo size here that is all widescreen, okay, are the only ones that are going to be used. It won't use any of the portrait or square or anything like that. Just using these here because these are the layouts you have selected. Okay? So when you do that, you also want to make sure that the layouts that you want to use are the only ones with a red heart. And you can check that by clicking on the eyeball here, and it opens up all of the layouts here, and the favorites with the red heart are always at the top. I have selected way more than you will use, but just to show an example showing a lot of different layouts. Okay? So once you've got your layouts all set, and whatever layout you put on this screen, okay, is the layout that's going to be the default layout. So when the guest has time to select, this one will already have a check mark by it. Okay? So the way that is done is you have first selected the layouts. That's set up. Then in the guest selection over here, you check the box that says change photo layout screen. Okay? And it'll have words at the top of the screen and next, so they can go to the next page or go to the next thing they have to do. You also need to say how many do you want to show on the screen at a time. You can have 1 at a time, 2 at a time, 3 at a time, or 6. Since I have so many, a dozen, I've selected 6 so that it'll show all 6 on that screen, and then they can go to the next screen that has 6 more. Okay? So once you've got that set, the next thing you do is in the, you set up the timing, okay? And the timing so that how much time they have to select the layout is over in the general section. And that would be under select screen timeout, okay? I have set it for 1 minute and 20 seconds just for this video, okay? So I can take as much time as I want. I would suggest you don't give them more than 30 seconds, okay? But I've set it for 1.5 minutes. Plenty of time. At the bottom of the screen, it'll have the countdown. And this countdown here would start with 90 seconds, which is 1.5 minutes. Okay? So once the countdown is set for the select screen timeout, then in the guest selection, you've set that. Photo layouts, over in photo layouts here, You've set that and you have your default layout. That's the one that they're going to get stuck with if it runs out of time. Okay, when you close the screen, it will bring up your main screen that looks like this. And then when they touch the screen, by clicking on touch the screen, or however you have it set up for that, it will automatically go into select a photo layout. Now, when you first bring this up, it takes time for it to populate all of those. I've already done that ahead of time, okay? Because it won't populate that fast until it has selected it the first time. So before your event begins, you want to make sure you have set it up and gone through it one time at least so that it brings them up quickly. The default layout is already checked. If they check the arrow right, it will go to the next screen of 6. That will take time to populate. You got to do this one time before your event begins so they will all populate as it normally would. Now, because I have set 12 available, when I click to the right again, it goes back to the first page, but this page doesn't show it as default over here anymore. I don't know why, but it doesn't. Okay, so if they select this layout here by putting a check mark on it and click next, your session will begin. Okay, and it'll show the countdown.
Say cheese.
3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Okay,
Say cheese.
Last one.
3, 2,
3,
1.
2, 1.
Last one.
Hold on.
3, 2, 1. Hold on.
and it's now asking me if we should print because mine's not set up to automatically print. I'm going to skip printing. Okay, but the layout is there. It's also going to get into doing the GIFs. I have it set up for GIFs, but we're going to skip past that. It's asking me, do I want to upload the GIF or upload the layout? I'm skipping that. That's another training you probably need. Photos saved and it will be sent later. I don't want to, I have set up so they can, another guest can also upload it. Okay, now it's showing the photos. Okay. And the layout. Okay, and then at this point,
See you soon.
it should be done. Okay, so that's pretty much how you set it up. One other thing I want to show you. What I want to show you here is you cannot mix full-size layouts with strip layouts. Okay, you can have strip layouts on the left-hand side, double strips, which is vertical on the right here. Okay, you got 3 vertical ones. I also have 3 horizontal ones. Yes, you can make a horizontal layout as a strip, the same as a vertical. Your printer will cut it down the middle, either across like this or up and down like this, because the print comes out sideways like the horizontal ones. But you can't do both because your printer is set to cut a double strip or it's set to cut a full layout. If it's set to cut a full layout, you'll get double strips that are not cut, that you would have to manually cut. So you want to make sure you do not mix in full and strips in the same choices for the guests to select. I hope all of this has helped you. Okay, now you say we've got on the screen, you're showing portrait, 2 different portraits, 2 different squares, and 2 different wide photo box layouts. Well, what if I want to do that? Yes, you can. I'll show you how. First thing you need to do is in the photo layouts window, okay, you check on the lightning bolt and uncheck that box that says select by current photo size. So this way, it will select any of the photo sizes that you want to use. Most people use square, widescreen, or portrait style photo boxes. I didn't set any up for landscape 4x3 landscape or 3x4 portrait. Okay, that's an odd size, but you could set it up for those too. So if you were to go into there now, into the 4x3, there won't be anything in here with any hearts. There's no favorites saved for either one of these two. Okay? So when I open this up, you'll see that there's no favorites, no red hearts. But over here in the wides, in the square, I have two set up as favorites in square, right here. I have two set up in widescreen, that's here, two widescreen, and I have two set up in portrait style. And when the two that are set up in portrait, in each one of these, there's a vertical and a landscape, up and down, or landscape style. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the widescreen, and I'm going to use this one here as the default size. That's a fancier one. This will be our default layout with the checkbox on it already. So once those are selected properly, each one of them will show up when you start a session. So when we start the session over here, okay, it will give the option, as we had set up before, to choose a layout. The default one was the one we set it up as default. It's a widescreen photo box vertical. There's also a widescreen photo box horizontal over here. There's also a square photo box that's landscape over here, and a square photo box that is vertical right here. There's a portrait photo box landscape here, and a portrait photo box vertical here. I'm going to select this one over here to be my choice. I click next. It will automatically change the screen to a portrait style.
Get ready.
And it will take two photos
3,
as seen up
2,
there. Here's
1.
one. And it'll do
One
the
more.
second photo.
3, 2, 1. Hold on.
And as before, it develops a photo and it asks me if I want to print it. Yours will automatically print. I'm skipping printing because this isn't my photo booth. This is my desktop. It assembles a GIF because there's more than one photo. I have it set up for them to have the choice to upload the the GIF file or the layout. I'm skipping that for now. It will automatically ask me. It's saving it. I can send it later. Does another guest user want to upload? I click no because I have it set for that. Shows the two photos that it prints, and then it shows the layout. Then it's all done.
Thanks.
And that should be exactly what you need to know about creating the layouts and making them available for everybody to select from. We are done.